everybody, and welcome along to the Monday Cook Along. Myself, Aine from Good Food Nutrition. So hopefully you've all had a fantastic weekend and got to enjoy a little bit more of that lovely sunshine. And I'm sure as the days are getting a bit longer and they're nice and sunny, you don't want to be trapped in the kitchen every day cooking dinner. So that's where I come in today. I am going to be showing you today a really quick and simple, speedy Monday night supper. So I find in my house is that over the weekend is you kind of accumulate little bits of vegetables left over. So I have like half a courgette, half a peppers, half an onion. So this is just to give you an idea of what you can do with all those little halves left over in the vegetable drawer. So tonight today I'm going to be showing you how to make my sort of cheats Monday night meatballs and pasta. Okay, sounds really simple, but it's really actually lovely as well. You can give it a bit of a grown-up touch as well. So I'm going to be using up, as I say, my leftovers from the weekend. So we have some of these gorgeous big portobello mushrooms. They're going to be going in because I absolutely love mushrooms. We have got some courgette. I've got half an onion left over from God knows what, but I did find it sitting beside the other vegetables. I have also got some green peppers left over as well. I have some garlic, again, just a clove or two of garlic. I have some lovely fresh thyme, just out of my herb pot as well in the garden. And we're going to be teaming that up together to make a lovely basic pasta sauce as well. So this is a great one as well that you can use to kind of add in other flavors and bits for yourself. And then with this, instead of needing the beef mince or turkey mince or anything like that, is that what you mightn't have. And at this stage is we're not going to the shop every day as well, so you kind of have your leftovers. I have some leftover sausages. So these are really good quality sausages. Do choose your best in your sausages because you do pay for what you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skin off these and basically turn them into cheats meatballs. Okay, so I'll get going on with the sauce. Oh, also as well is I have in another pot as well, pre-cooked some spaghetti. But again is you can as well add in just some normal penne pasta, fusilli, whatever you want yourself. Okay, so let's get going with the sauce. I'm going to preheat my pot here to about a medium heat. And I'm just going to get going with sort of chopping and dicing my vegetables to get it in there to sweat it off for a couple of minutes. So we'll start first with our onion. So again, just half a red onion, half a white onion, whatever's left in there. If you've no onions left in the vegetable tray, is just go with half a leek and do rightly. So we're just going to slice this down into little chunks. And along with that as well is a little bit of our courgette. So about another half of that courgette, or you can go in with the whole thing as well. And we're just going to slice it down into little sort of 1-inch chunks. So I'll show you what I mean by that, about that size. So this is one where I'm going to leave the sauce chunky, but by all means, of course, you can blitz it down finely if you're feeding it to kids as well, if they're not going to eat that sauce. So just chop down the rest of the courgette. This sauce goes great as well if you've any leftover roast veggies from the weekend. So if you've any leftover roast peppers, roast sweet potato, anything like that, goes absolutely fabulous. I'm just going to pop in about 1 teaspoon of our olive oil or your coconut oil. And we're going to start with frying off the veg. So in that goes, that's the onion and the courgette in there. And just give that a bit of a mix around just to coat it. And we'll let that start cooking while we just chop the rest of the veg here as well. So again, a green pepper. Cannot remember what I cooked with the other half of it, but I don't need to because now it's getting used up and not thrown away. So we're just going to slice that down into whatever size you want. I tend to just roughly chop it. And this is great because it's using up everything and it's making sure we're not sort of contributing to food waste as well. So in we go with our peppers. And of course, this would be lovely as well if you have a red pepper as well. But again, it is left over, so it's whatever's left there. So in we go with that. Give it a bit of a mix around. Just Just make sure it's all coated in the lovely oil as well. And that's going to sort of almost start to caramelize over the next couple of minutes. So let that get all coated in there. We are going to go in with one of our mushrooms, okay? Now, your mushrooms obviously is, when you're using them as well, is just make sure is if they're in the fridge and they're left over, check to see that if they started to go slimy or along the top of it, don't use them at that point. You'll also know because there's quite a smell off them. So you really, mushrooms are one of those where you don't really want them after they've gone off. So again, just slice these down into nice chunks, nice and roughly. And we're going to get that into the sauce as well. So in we go there with that. Give everything a good stir around now as well. And I have that on like a low to medium heat because obviously I don't want everything to catch or burn on it. And I'm just going to give you a little look at what that's looking like in there so you can see all the vegetables nicely coated in the oil. And then we're also going to go in with some of my fresh thyme. You can add in rosemary as well, fresh rosemary if you like, whatever you have. If you have no fresh herbs, don't panic about it. So in it goes. And then as the fresh herbs are hitting the bottom of the pan, that's releasing that lovely essential sort of oils and flavours from the actual fresh herbs. Now, into that, we get rid of our extras, into that we are going to be adding some garlic. So I'm just going to take about, these are sort of larger, the bigger cloves of garlic instead of the small ones. So I tend to probably go a half of one of those because they are quite strong. So we're just going to peel that and then I'm going to slice it nice and finely. So again, just keep your eye on your pan there. And I'm actually going to add another little drizzle of oil because the vegetables seem to be absorbing everything in there. And we don't want that sticking to the bottom of the pan either. So that is, you can already start to smell that lovely fresh thyme. And you want that, keep it moving around because you want the water that comes out of the mushrooms, which it is, because mushrooms are about 80% water. You want the water that's coming out to evaporate so that it's not sitting inside your lovely pasta sauce as well. So back to our garlic. Just give it a bit of slice down and slice it as finely as you can. And then that's going to go straight in to your mix. Straight in there. And again, everything a good mix around. And then we're also as well going to add in a little bit of dried oregano as well. So this is one of my favourite herbs. I use it in an awful lot of dishes. But it just is such a beautiful flavour when it comes to your pasta sauces as well. So we're going to go in with about half a teaspoon of that, or really as much as you like. If you like a teaspoon, throw that in. And in there, half a teaspoon. And again, the reason I'm putting that in there is to let the heat of the pan sort of hit the dried herbs to let that release all of its lovely flavours as well. And this, it's smelling fantastic now because you have the garlic, the fresh thyme, the oregano, smelling absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to let you have a look at that there. So you can see there all the beautiful, lovely colours as well. It would actually, the colours would look better if you had some red peppers and stuff, but we'll make do with what we have. So let that, move that around another little bit. And then what we're going to do is, we're actually just going to pop in a little bit of our tomato puree. And about, I don't tend to measure this, just a good quick squeeze here. About 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon. It is quite potent as well, so you don't want too much of it. But you do need to just cook it off for about 30 seconds in the pan. So just keep moving it around there and let it cook off with the heat off the pan. And then we're just going to add in our tin tomatoes. So just your bog standard tin of tomatoes in there, chopped straight in. Give everything a really good mix. Oops. So splashing out of the pot here. Okay. And then we're going to turn our heat up slightly because now we've obviously gone in with a tin of tomatoes, which is cold, and it's brought the heat of the pan right down. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add in a little bit of seasoning. So a pinch of our sea salt. And obviously you'll be testing it at the end anyway to see how the seasoning is. A little bit of black pepper. Good grinding of black pepper. And then give everything a good mix around. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pop the lid onto this and let this cook away nice and gently. So that's going to cook probably for about 10 to 15 minutes as well. And again, is we let that cook as we prepare now the meatballs. At this stage, if you are cooking it tonight, is you can start to get your pasta on, and then you can keep it warm in the pot once it's cooked. So, for our meatballs, what we're going to be doing is, so you have your sausages here, just your normal sausages, but you want to take the outer skin off, because obviously you don't want that real chewy skin when you're having the meatballs. What we're going to do is, just going to take a sharp knife, and we're just going to slit down the middle the skins. And again on the other side, and then we're going to actually take the sausage meat out of that and shape them into little meatballs. I'm just going to wash my hands for 1 second. And then I'm just going to move our sauce here onto the main cooker so that it can actually cook off the meatballs here. So give everything a really good mix around. I'll show you this as it's cooking so you can see it's just a gorgeous, lovely red colour with all those vegetables in there. So I'm going to pop that onto the main cooker. And again, just onto probably about a medium heat. So again, when I'm talking about a medium heat, is I'm talking where you have a nice sort of bubbling of the liquid. So it's not boiling the bottom of the pot, but it just is, you're turning it up to get that nice gentle simmer on it, and then you're letting it cook away. And as it's cooking away, obviously the liquid in it is reducing, so your sauce is getting thicker as well. So we get our pan on here to a medium heat, and then what we're going to do now is we're just going to remove the skins off our sausages. Just pull the skins straight off. These ones come off really easy. So you can pick your favourite sausages using it. So, and also whatever the kids like as well. So this is one where when the kids are off school, is get them involved in this. It's a really easy one to get them making as well. So nothing too complicated in it. Now, I find is I'm going to put these straight in with no oil because obviously there's a fair bit of fat comes out of the sausages, and that's normally what we use to cook it in. So just with your bare hands, is just breaking the sausages into little chunks. Just like that. And as I say, this is where the kids will come in really handy. They will love this. There's not too many children who don't like their sausages. So again, just pulling it all apart, popping it straight into the pan. Now, I'm just going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to give my hands a really good wash and come back to that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is as well is just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the sausages as well. Little tiny pinch. And that is just adding a little bit of extra flavouring as well. So in with the black pepper. And then on this one, to add a little bit of kick to your sauce, I'm actually going to go in with a teeny little bit of our dried chilli. So again, you can use your fresh chilies as well, but I just don't happen to have any at the moment. Now, at this stage I'm just going to check our sauce as well in the cooker. And that is cooking away lovely over here. And I'll set my timer on that one as well. So you can as well, for added flavour, is there's not to stop you putting a bit of fresh thyme in here with the sausages, but to be honest with you is you've got a fair bit of flavour going on with the sauce as well, so you probably find you don't need it. So the smaller you have these, obviously the quicker they're going to cook as well. So I'm just going to break them down with the back of this little spatula. And again, that will just get them cooking that little bit quicker as well. And if you decide that you don't want use sausages in it, I have a lovely recipe for Italian meatballs made from like the beef mince or turkey mince or anything like that. So if you are interested in that, get in touch with me on my Facebook page, Good Food Nutrition, and I'm more than happy to give you the recipe for that. But it's a great one as well that you can make, pop it in the freezer as well, leave it in there and take it out as your Monday night dinner as well. So these are looking great. These are not going to take long to cook at all. They're actually very speedy. And just as I break them down a little bit. Now give them all a good toss around because obviously you want them to be lovely and brown on all sides. And to make sure they're actually cooked on all sides more importantly as well. These are looking great. So there'll only be a couple of minutes there. And as you see, I didn't have to put any oil in there at all because all of the fat from the sausages there's plenty of moisture in the pan as well. But that's looking great. So this is going to be ready now in a couple of minutes and then we're going to start to assemble it. So just to recap again on the sauce, I'll give it a quick stir first. Oh, that's smelling fantastic, lovely fresh herbs. A quick recap on our sauce is we had our leftover veg, onions, peppers, courgettes, mushrooms, whatever you had in the fridge. We had our leftover veg just chopped down with some lovely garlic, fresh herbs or dried herbs. A little bit of olive oil in the pan. Give them a bit of a stir. A little bit of olive oil in the pan and just gently fried off the vegetables until they were soft for a few minutes. Added in our fresh herbs there as well. Then we went in with a little bit of our tomato puree as well. And again, the tomato puree literally is when you're using it in bologneses and sauces and stuff like that, it's just to give a really concentrated tomato flavour as well that you won't get from a tin of tomatoes. So you do really need to have that in. And in with that as well is we went with a tin of chopped tomatoes and a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of black pepper. And we brought that up to kind of like a good heat, and then we turned it down until it was just simmering. And then what we're doing is we are just cooking that. Give them a little toss. We're cooking that out for about 10 to 15 minutes or a little bit less. You know, it doesn't have to cook that long. And then while that was cooking on a medium heat, I have just got 2 sausages, or you can double or quadruple the recipe if you like. Skim them off and just chop them into small little sort of bite-sized meatballs as well. And I've just gently fried them off because I want them to be lovely and crispy on the outside. Whereas if I just pop them straight into the sauce, they're going to be cooked, but they're going to have no colour on the outside, which I think probably doesn't look the best. Just give that a bit of a toss around. And then, so gently fry them off for a few minutes, at which point our sauce will be done and we're going to bring it all together. So what I've also done earlier on as well is I cooked off some spaghetti, but of course, whatever pasta that you want, that's the one you make or whatever. You can always cook it off beforehand, add a little bit of drizzle of olive oil in there as well, and that will keep it from sticking together. So these are looking great. So I'm just going to check them now. They really cook so quickly. Oh my gosh, they're just about done. Lovely. So I'm just going to show you them in the pan, as you can see there. And oh yes, also as well, I added a little pinch of dried chili, or you can add fresh chili as well. And that just lifts it again to give it a bit of heat as well. But you don't have to add that at all. You can add in extra herbs as well. And that should do it. Now, I'm just going to check our sauce here. And that is coming along beautifully. So that is nearly good to go. And I'm just going to start to think about assembling everything. So, I have my pasta here that I cooked earlier on. And as I say, I've coated it in a little bit of olive oil. So that is going to be Just lovely to serve. I've opted today to use like gluten-free sausages and gluten-free pasta as well. So again, is if you're celiac or gluten intolerant, this dish is absolutely perfect for you as well. Right, they are looking fab. I think they are just about done. Okay, so we're just going to turn that heat off. We're going to check on our sauce here. Have a look and see what it's looking like. It's smelling gorgeous now. I'm just going to show you this now, what it's looking like at the moment. So you can see there, absolutely. Oh my gosh, the smell of it is beautiful. So we're going to take off our sausages. We're just going to pop back on our sauce there again, just to give it another minute or so on the heat. And then that is going to be ready to serve up. So you can see how quickly it really does cook so quickly. And as I say, it's one of those where you can make this and double the amount or whatever, pop it in the freezer, and then you just pull it out, even with the pasta and all in it, mix through it, pull it out Monday morning, and then on Monday evening or Tuesday evening, or whatever night you don't fancy cooking, you know that you have a dinner ready to go. Okay. Now, what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to take out, so we don't have a big lump of the thyme sitting there. I'm just going to take out the thyme from the sauce here. But I'm just going to spoon in our spaghetti. Okay. So again, plenty of lovely olive oil in there as well. So we'll give a good big portion. That is just lovely. And that takes probably anywhere between about 9 and 11 minutes, depends on sort of how much of a bite you want in your pasta. So get rid of that. And with the sauce, as I say, is I am just going to take out the little bit of thyme that I put in. It can look a little bit stringy, so I think it probably looks best to take that out. It'll still taste absolutely delicious, but, oh, it seems to have disintegrated. Oh, we'll not be taking that out. Okay, we'll leave that there. Okay, so the pan with your meatballs, back there, and then I'm going to start to sort of spoon in a little bit of sauce just to warm through it. So you can see there, is if I show you, just hopefully you can all see that there, beautiful colours on it, but I'll show you at the end anyway up close, and you'll be able to see it. But it just has such a lovely array of lovely chunky veg in there as well. Now, if I'm making this for my kids, they don't mind the vegetables being in things, but they don't particularly like munching on a pepper. So what I do then is I put it in a blender and I blitz it until it's smooth. So that way, as you know, you've got all the goodness in there and you've really basically got a pasta sauce. So it's a really cheap way as well of feeding the family. Yeah, that should probably do us for that. And again, a good mix around there with this. That is quite a big portion of this one. And we're just going to arrange your pasta there. I'm just going to spoon this over. So I'm going to just to recap on it, this is my Monday night speedy meatball pasta. And if you like the recipe, it's up on the screen anyway. I'll put it up on the screen for you. But also, well, if you have any questions with it as well, feel free to get in touch with me and hopefully I'll be able to answer them. If this isn't your cup of tea or you don't really fancy this or whatever, go to my website, goodfoodnutrition.co.uk. Loads of recipes there under the recipe section. My Facebook page, Good Food Nutrition as well, constantly has recipes put up as well. So I'm hoping that at some point you'll find something you like there. So we're just going to spoon this over the top. Oh my gosh, it's just lovely. And this would be beautiful with some lovely fresh basil as well over it. So again, so you've got all that lovely sauce in there as well. And we'll get a few more of the chunky bits of veg. Oh, that is just beautiful. And then onto this as well, I have grated earlier on is some fresh Parmesan, which I think is pretty essential. So we're just going to go in with a little bit of our Parmesan as well. It's a staple in our house. So again, and obviously the lovely fresh, get the fresh block as well. And we're just going to give a little sprinkling of that over the top. And just round the side. And if you happen to have any nice fresh herbs, oh, actually, I do. I have my nice fresh parsley here. We'll pop that onto the top. So again, just a little chefy touch on the top. So just to let you know now, that is my lovely Monday night speedy meatball pasta. And I'm just going to give you a little close up here to the camera so hopefully you can see it. And yeah, it's so quick. I think that was about 26, 27 minutes. So you can see how easy it is to basically feed the family in half an hour. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And yeah, my pleasure again to cook for you today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you how to cook a really fast home meal pizza. Okay, so again, it's to give you sort of really quick recipes that you're able to make during the week as well. And as I said, is get the kids involved. It means less work for you as well, and you can get them involved in the washing up as well. So thank you so much for joining in today, everybody, and I will see you back here at 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Have a great day, everyone.